have been asking, how do I carry out soil analysis? Or supposing, I have someone who is going to analyze my soil and he's not living within my environment or community, how do I send my sample across to him? In the first instance, you need to know that there are procedures of carrying out sampling, of you getting the sample itself, which is very important. And that is why I want to do today's video, to show you how to carry out the sampling itself. Sampling is a process of getting, the soil sample, the one you are going to send to the lab to be analyzed. So the first thing you need to know is, we don't analyze this topsoil like this, because of a truth, a lot of things can affect the topsoil you see. When there is enough rainfall, it will wash everything away. Aside this, erosion and a lot of things can influence or affect this topsoil. So during soil analysis or when sampling, usually we clear the topsoil away. After clearing the topsoil, the next thing you need to do is what? You bring your sampling tool, which is in this case the auger. Now this is an auger. This is the tool that we'll use to get our sample. Now usually, when it comes to sampling, different crops require different depths of sampling. That is, when you are growing like cereal crops or crops that doesn't just go deep into the soil, most times hardly do you do the sampling beyond 30 centimeters. So what you need to do is, you need to calibrate your auger. Maybe is it a tape or you have a marker, just like the way I have here. Maybe if in the case of, let's say, maize, I'm going to grow maize plant now, for example, I will calibrate it. In my own case, I usually do it, let's say maybe 10 to 20 centimeter. Usually I clear the topsoil, the first 10 centimeter, I will clear it away, and then I will place my auger. Already I've marked it. Then mark it to 20 centimeter or so. Then you do your sampling. And unfortunately, I don't have any hole or anything that I can clear the topsoil. But all I'm trying to do is, supposing this is my topsoil, can we see this? Let's assume this is your topsoil, and then you are going to do the sampling. Now, after clearing the topsoil, the next thing you need to do is to place your auger this way. Now, and when you place the auger, this is how you are going to drill it to go down. So you keep drilling it this way. Can we see? Now, this is how you keep drilling. Now, let's assume this is up to 30 centimeter. That is the depth I want to drill into. So let's assume this is 30 centimeters. Sometimes if it's hard for you to drill down, you can use your foot, but make sure you have a safety boot just like the one I have now, so that it won't injure you. So you keep drilling. Let's assume I am done with this. Then you pick it up. Are we together? Then at the end of it, you will discover that you have your sample here. Then you have your sampling bag or any container that you want to use. So you put the sample inside. Are we together? So this is your sample. Now another thing you need to note is, you're not just going to pick the sample in one point. In a hectare, you are going to pick the sample in 10 to 15 points. And you don't just go in a uniform form. Maybe you walk in a zigzag form. You pick from here, another location, continuously you walk around the farm, and then you pick your sample. And after picking from different locations, you are going to mix the sample together. And then you mix them thoroughly. After mixing, then you select a little portion of the sample and put in your sampling bag, and then you name it. Maybe according to the name of the farmer, or you have a code that you designate to every farmer. Then you assign a name to the sample. Now it is this little sample that you pick, and you are going to take it to the lab to be analyzed. So I want to believe that this little demonstration will guide you on how to carry out your sample in the event you want to get your sample to the lab.